occasion, it's really a great celebration. My name is Lisa Morgan, and I'm one of the judges that serves here in Clay County. And before we do our Pledge of Allegiance, I just want to introduce some of the special guests. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of special guests here, so I can't say everybody, but the people up front I think are really important for Michelle and for this occasion. So we have Steve Cahill, judge here in Clay County, Judge Galen Baugh, our new appellate court judge, Judge Kirk, who used to be here, and Judge Sally Robertson, Judge Mark Hansen, Judge Farnberg, who is retired but has worked with us for many years, Judge Barb Hansen, Judge Joe Evans, Judge Sean Hastings, who is from the bankruptcy court and the federal court over in Fargo, Judge Davik Helfen, and Judge Tenney, who is a classmate of Michelle and I, so we're really excited to have him here too. So at this time, before we start the festivities, I would ask everyone to please rise and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is over here. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's a few other really important people I want to recognize for Michelle today. First of all, that would be her daughter Macy and her husband Mark. Mark's parents are here, Mick and Marcy Lawson. Mark's mom is here, Terry and George. And of course, all of you folks who have worked with Michelle over the years, I'm sure you're as thrilled as I am to see this wonderful honor being bestowed upon her. You know, a lot of people did not know that Michelle and I have been friends for years. I know a lot of you do because you've been living in the county and you've seen us working together, but Michelle and I started our relationship back when we were going to Moorhead State as dragons in undergrad. And then we went to law school together, and in law school we were study buddies. She was much smarter than me. And we were moot court presidents together, and we graduated together, and then we both started our law practices here in Moorhead. Michelle was on my campaign when I ran for county attorney, and after I became the county attorney, I was lucky enough to be able to hire her into the county attorney's office, so we worked with each other as county attorneys together. We were more than colleagues. We've always been very good friends. We've raised our children together, we've baked cookies, we've done crafts, we've done all kinds of stuff together. So it's really an honor for me to have her come and be a judge here in the county with me. But more than all of those things about Michelle and her professional life, she is a woman of great intelligence. She is compassionate in her heart. You know, with Michelle, you always get a warm smile and a helping hand, no matter what. If you ask her something, if she doesn't know it, she figures it out. If you need help, she can do it. And it's just the way she's always been. In this job, she will have the utmost integrity. She will really provide for the citizens of Minnesota fair and impartial justice. So I just can't be more proud of you. When you're in the movie, you can't cry, so I gotta walk up. So now I'm gonna ask Brian Melton to give us some comments.
That's all this tears about. No. Good afternoon, everybody. Michelle said to me in the beginning, well, I think they'll have plenty of room. I don't know if that many people will even show up. So I looked at the numbers. I will start out by saying, Michelle, that there's still 5 minutes left of your job. So if you still want it, by the end of the time I end my speech, just let me know. So when I hear from you, we'll know what's going on. So the truth is that when Judge Kirk moved on to the appellate court and his position in the district court came open, I knew that Michelle would apply for it, and I knew that it was probably her job to lose. As many of you know who are sitting out here today, Michelle's a person of the highest energy, excellence, intelligence and leadership ability that I know. I say energy because Michelle is one of those high energy people that's always giving 110% every day. As a few examples that I wrote down, Michelle is known to many times have a cup on her desk, a coffee cup. I'll have a cute saying on it, and you'll say to Michelle, you know, hey, neat coffee cup, where did you get that? And Michelle's answer always is, well, I made that. So you know, you made that, and it's like, so any type of vinyl or any other bedazzling things that water bottles, shirts, coats, prints, bathroom tiles, other items. Everybody knows. And she'll just say to me, and I'll come in on a week and she'll say, oh, I was bored this weekend, so I just whipped this up. And I'm just like, just whip that up. And I was just thinking the other day on a Friday, she says to me, I think I'll make pickles this weekend. I said, really? You make pickles? Well, no, I've never done it before. I just read about it. It sure sounds like fun, so I think I'll just do it. Great. So Michelle just has an amazing amount of energy, an amazing ability to take the ordinary and make it extraordinary. Which brings me to the excellence part. The 110% effort shows it's not just in your personal life, but in the many other ways around the county attorney's office and throughout the Clay County government. I would have to say you don't have to look any further than really the Strive for Excellence Committee that you served on and worked tirelessly on. The Strive for Excellence Committee is an effort by leaders within the Clay County government to work to make Clay County better, to make working conditions better, and just generally ensure that employees like what they're doing so that they can serve the public better. So right at the beginning, as Michelle took on and was part of that committee, they had everybody show up and go up into the commissioner's room, and there's Michelle with Bonnie Rader, Mark Sloan, Rhonda Porter, I'm sure there was other, maybe Kathy McKay, all the leaders within the county that up in the commissioner's room, and here Michelle starts slinging fake fish at everybody and just zinging them at everybody's head. If you remember that, and then she's just yelling out, what can we do to make Clay County better? What can we do to make the Clay County and your time here better with us? And so then you look too, there's another time I'm up in, at that time, VJ's office, and I look out, and here's the same people I just mentioned, Michelle, many others, and they're sitting out in a fishing boat, and they're just out in the middle of the parking lot in a fishing boat. People are throwing fish at them. I'm like, I don't know what is going on. If you ever see the video, you'll know. Just ask somebody that has the video, and you'll understand it better. But again, just asking, what can we do to make Clay County better and make the lives of the employees here better? And so, to me, that really defines Michelle. Just always striving for excellence, always working to make the world better. So. I do think what Lisa said, though, is really the most important thing, or the thing that really defines Michelle, and that really is her intelligence. I don't think that I could sum it up much better than what the commissioners the other day when I introduced Michelle as the newest judge in Clay County said about her. Just said they'd come to trust Michelle's wise counsel, her metered responses to issues, and her knowledge on so many subjects. And I can tell you those subjects are as diverse and as complicated as they are numerous. Whether it's highway issues, landfill issues, gravel pits, county planning, ditch law, real estate issues, surveys, bridges, tax court, flood buyouts, diversion issues, election issues, town support, child needs services, protection services. Those were just, I listed out a few that you have worked on over the years and served the many departments throughout Clay County. But I do just have to say that, really looking at all those issues, I know that they're not issues that are just something that Michelle did to advise department heads. Michelle does not just dip her toes lightly into any issue. She really is the expert in all of those issues and has worked to really advise departments over the years on so many complicated matters. And it's really that expertise and that advice that will be so greatly missed by Michelle. I just can't help but, since I have the floor, to also mention Michelle's uncanny ability to remember things, and that's unbelievable things, whether it's statutes, and you'll say, here's an issue, and you'll bring it up, and we talk in her office, and she'll say, well, this is the statute, this is where it's at, this is what it says, and inevitably you go and see the statute, and that's exactly what it says, and exactly right. Her ability to remember numbers, just an amazing mind. So those are things that I'll think about, but I also just want to say, really your empathy and caring for children within the county, your caring for victims, your time and effort for people in need, all those things. I would say, Michelle, that if the measure of a person's competence is measured in how people react when you're leaving, there's no question that you're one of the most valued employees in Clay County. I've had more people come to me and say, well, what are you going to do now that Michelle? And then I say, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Or really a lot of them say, what are we going to do? Because they know that you're part of the team, and I've had so many people talk about how you have advised them over the years and just the multiple years of experience you have, and that just is not easily replaced. So your competence and confidence are unmatched, I would dare say, across the state of Minnesota. Finally then, my last point is your leadership ability. A leader can be difficult to define. I looked it up in the dictionary. It wasn't very helpful. It says, a person or thing that leads. That's you. I would define it as somebody who has the ability to listen, has the ability to think critically, and then has the ability to make the tough decisions. Without question, those are qualities that you've demonstrated over and over again. When I left to deploy, you were the right person to turn to keep the office running smoothly, whether it was personnel issues, workload issues, public relations issues, all those things and many more fell on your shoulders, and you performed outstandingly. And I couldn't have thought of a better person to perform those duties in my absence. On a side note, whenever I have deployed, Michelle has taken it upon herself to usually give me a send-off. That usually includes some type of roast and usually gives me some strange gifts, PowerPoint presentations, and in typical Michelle fashion of giving 110%. One time she contacted my mother in Nebraska to get pictures of me when I was a kid dressed in the 70s and tie-dye and so when I was asked to speak, I thought, well, this is the perfect time to get some pictures of Michelle when she was a kid, show what she looked like in the 70s. And then I was informed that an investiture is a classy thing, not synonymous with a roast. So no baby pictures, no 70s style hairdos, so you're welcome. So Michelle, although this day is bittersweet somewhat, it's much more sweet than it is bitter. The fact of the loss that we'll feel here in Clay County, there is a loss that we will feel, but really it's made up by the fact that energy, the excellence, the intelligence, the leadership abilities that you have are now going to serve the public, serve the judiciary as you wrestle with all the important issues that are coming. So congratulations, we will miss you greatly, and good luck to you in the future.
Well, the next thing we do is the oath of office, so come on up. Move this forward. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Michelle Lawson,
I, Michelle Lawson,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of Minnesota,
of the State of Minnesota,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
District Court Judge,
District Court Judge,
7th Judicial District,
7th Judicial District,
to the best of my judgment
to the best of my judgment
and ability,
and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
This is the holder. For a second there, I thought I was going to have to come upstairs and borrow your clothes, Judge Paul. Wow. Well, thank you all for coming today. I just so appreciate it. I want to thank a few special people in my life. My husband, Mark. My daughter, Macy. I love you both. My mother was here. Thank you, Mom, I love you. George, her husband, I love you, George. And unfortunately, my dad couldn't be here, so thank you, Dad. I love you. Cameras for him. My mother and father-in-law, Mick and Marcy, thank you for coming. My close friends, all my friends, my coworkers, my colleagues, thank you so much for supporting me and believing in me and being my friend and being my colleague and challenging me and just being there for me and with me. I'd also like to thank Governor Dayton for the tremendous amount of trust and confidence that he has bestowed upon me. And I'm not going to disappoint any of you, and I'm not going to disappoint him. So when Brian was talking earlier and talking about how high energy I was, I think what he really meant to say is that I'm high maintenance. But I'm not high maintenance. And I was actually reminded of a little story just a little earlier today as I was bringing some things in that demonstrate that I am not high maintenance. And that is the story of the chair. My chair in my former office down at the Clay County Attorney's Office has a big rip across the seat, and it has like stuffing coming out of it. And for the last year, everybody in the office has been telling me, Michelle, buy a new chair. I said, I am not gonna buy a new chair. Ryan can come back and he can buy me a chair. Ryan, I got a new chair. And the one thing that I will say is when I sit in that chair, I will do my very best to be fair, impartial, respectful, and just. So with that, I want to thank you again all for coming. I want to invite you to share with us in coffee, juice, and cookies in the jury assembly room. And then after that, anytime after 4:30, there will be hot hors d'oeuvres and cash bar at the VFW in Dilworth. So please join us there if you can. The address to the Dilworth VFW is on the program. So thanks again, and I love you all.
Very good.